Good afternoon, everybody. What I propose to do is I'm going to share at a personal level my involvement in the case. I'm going to leave out the contents of this 180-page judgment to my learned friends. Okay? Because reading that case, or rather rereading that case, kind of has been quite depressing, and it's kind of technical. And if the contents are repeated, I think 3 times, I suspect your attention span might go away. So what I'll focus will be I'll set the backdrop to the judgment itself, and if my learned friend doesn't mind, Dr. Jack Lee will go into the contents. Okay. Having said that, my involvement is that I represented Gary and Kenneth. They came to me, I think, in November, just before November 2012. And that's when we filed a challenge as to the constitutionality of Section 378. And then it was heard in March, and I think April 2013 judgment came out, was fixed for hearing, appeal in November 2013, but then the event was postponed, and it went in tandem with the appeal of Tan Ling Hong, represented by Ravi, and the judgment, I can't remember, the judgment came out in last year. I didn't give much thought to taking up the brief, simply because I have had represented murderers, drug traffickers, opposition politicians, molesters, petty thieves, and crooks. You know, that's very much the story of my life lah. So why not represent Gary and Kenneth, right? The other thing is that, for some strange reason, there was at the back of my mind, I don't know whether you all have read it. It's called The Well of Loneliness. I read it long time ago. It's about a British socialite who was a lesbian. And the book is very good because, and the title of the book tells what the book is all about. The Well of Loneliness. How this lesbian socialite, what was her experience in the, I think it was in the 1930s in England. And somehow or other it made an impression with me that I have never forgotten. And of course, I have friends who are gay and lesbians. I mean, to me, they are just ordinary folks. They're just like me, So, so it was no big deal for me to take up the brief. But of course, within my own community, there were some questions, awkward questions were asked. I've got a lawyer in my firm who's from a church in Bethesda, somewhere in the east. So he asked me, I came, and his father is a pastor. So he came back one day and said, "Hey, my dad asked me Mr. Low, why you represent this couple?" And then there is I've got a client who's a devout Presbyterian, and his son was interning in my office, and that boy came to me point blank, "Hey, Mr. Low, why you represent this couple?" And of course, I have got my daughter. Well, my youngest daughter, she's quite active. She's a more holy Catholic than me. She's a member of a Catholic lawyers student group, and of course, I know that she will take flag. Okay, so these are things which affect me as a lawyer taking up this brief. So I had to explain to them why I needed to give access to this couple so that they can have access to justice. Because without access to lawyer, they cannot have access to justice. And at a personal level also, I have difficulties with well, I was a founder member of a civil, of you might say, okay, it is the Catholic Lawyers Guild. And I think a few months before I came on board on this case, I was persuaded to be the president designate of the Catholic Lawyers Guild. And I think the decision was unanimous, and for about half a year at least, I was working with the Catholic Lawyers Guild, trying to revive the society, you know, arranging for what we call an annual raid mass for the Catholic lawyers. You know, at the arrange for Chief Justice, the Catholic, to attend the mass. But when word came out that I was going to represent a gay couple, Gary and Kenneth, I had to entertain a delegation from half the committee who elected me as president to persuade me that this is a wicked thing you are doing, Peter Loh. You better give up. You know. Then I had heard the news from the headquarters that Peter Loh cannot be the president of the Catholic Lawyers Guild. So I consulted a Catholic priest. I posed two questions. One, can I, as a Catholic lawyer, represent Kenneth and Gary? Can I do that? Answer was yes. Secondly, if I am president of the Catholic Lawyers Guild, can I still represent Kenneth and Gary? Answer was yes. But HQ came back with the answer, no, you will not be the president. We do not want you to be the president. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you two slides about the position of the Catholic Church.
Me too. I have to find where did this go. This one?
There are two water documents.
Which one? Which one?
No, the two water documents.
This Dr. Jack Lee.
It's okay. These two. This one and this one. Which one?
Catechism of the Catholic Church.
This one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go down.
Now, this is the position of the Holy See at the United Nations 7 years ago, right? I think it is, the date is here, 2008 or 2009. Okay? The position taken at the the position taken is that the church, the Catholic Church says that homosexuality is a bad thing now. You know, it's a disorder, you know. It's a disorder. But you look at it, it says here, Holy See appreciates the attempts made in the Statement of Human Rights, Sexual Orientation and Gender Identity presented at the UN General Assembly on 18 December 2008 to condemn all forms of violence against homosexual persons, as well as urge states to take necessary measures to put an end to all criminal penalties against them. That is the position. Last paragraph. That was the position taken by the Holy See, and this is the position which was taken by the delegate of the Holy See in the United Nations 7 years ago in front of 192 nations. Holy See continues to advocate every sign of unjust discrimination towards homosexual persons should be avoided, and urges states to do away with criminal penalties like 3778. This is the position. Okay? And this position is repeated in the Bible, the Catechism of the Catholic Church. And you see at paragraph...
Which one? You wear your glasses.
Next document.
Favorite man.
Next document.
Next document. Okay.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay. Where do you want to go?
Yeah, that's very fine.
Stop. Okay.
You take number paragraph 2358, all right?
Oh.
The number of men and women who have pleaded homosexual tendencies is not irrelevant. I think that's self-evident. This inclination is objectively disordered, constitutes for them trial, for most a trial. He must be accepted with respect, compassion, sensitivity, and every sign of unjust discrimination in their regard should be avoided. These persons are called to fulfill God's will in their lives, and if they are Christians, to unite to the sacrifice of the Lord's cross, the difficulties they encounter. Okay? So the position of the church is very clear. It's sinful, It's homosexuality. It's sinful. It's a matter of eternal damnation. But we must be compassionate. We must avoid unjust discrimination, and importantly, no Section 377A type of legislation. That is the position. But the local church takes a different position. I've not been excommunicated yet. So anyway, I was persuaded with the president, and actually I wasn't very keen on it because, if you are president of a civil society organization, there's a lot of hard work. I always think of Brahma, no pay, thankless tasks. I got a lot on her head organizing these sort of things. So I thought no big deal. I just look at being a lawyer. so that's where I'm coming from. At the AGM, I didn't go. The powers that be assigned 2 senior lawyers to make sure that I didn't marshal my supporters to get myself elected like the Aware saga. So I stayed away. Now, as I said, the other part of the judgment, which is caught my attention, apart from the technical details of what is reasonable, classification test, how you relate with the differential with the intelligible, it must be intelligible differential, and then the differential must have rational based relation to the object and purpose of the act. Okay, all that crap I'll leave it aside. I'll leave it to my good friends Asha and Jack to handle. Okay. But the other part of the judgment I want to refer to is this. Is that part of the judgment you say that, look, the court sort of, maybe abdicate is too strong a word, but the courts have said that, look, it's not our role. It's not our role to interpret, Section 377A in a way as to ensure equality, because the concept of equality is a very thorny concept, and in practice it's difficult. And the court said that, look, we leave this subject to the legislature. Right? The court was very clear about that. They do not want to handle a matter which would trespass onto the purview of the legislature. Okay? They don't want to do that. And they handle this case, they handle this case only from the perspective of legal arguments, leaving the legislature to handle the matter as the legislature deems wise, or to have the conversation brought in other forums like apart from the legislature, I suppose it's academia, okay, and forums which have of a public nature, which I think what the judge is saying, is that it's civil society, and that is why we are here, and that is why we are here to discuss this topic. Okay? I think with that, I thank you all. Thank you for your attention. I'll pass the mic to my good friend, Asha.